Good morning, traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So we ended up with another range bar on the DAX, and this thing's really starting to look confused. So we're not tagging levels, which is a little bit of a concern for me. So there's a level that I would expect us to have tagged. We didn't even tag that level. We just hovered in the middle of nowhere and then turned. Well, not turned, but we ranged. So if we just go through the different time frames, you'll see we kind of forming a bigger channel or bigger range as I expected. So we are sort of put it as there's no real structure here at the moment. Like there is the level that we bounced off. You can see we're bouncing off that level. Would have preferred to see the daily level tagged. But what has happened is that the oscillators have moved to the downside, and you can see they're both looking like they're going to be turning to the upside. Right now, the futures market for the DAX is up 0.37%, so we're sitting at 13,748 at the moment. And if we quickly look at the structure on the hour, you'll see the confusion that we had yesterday. Proper bob wire pattern yesterday. Yeah, it's not very pretty, and it's not something which it's filling me with much hope for a move in any direction right now. Clearly the bulls are not selling. They're quite comfortable with what they have, and they're expecting another move up. And the bears keep trying to drive it down, but the bulls are coming back in and buying. So I would suspect that we're still going to be moving to the upside. This is probably our consolidation phase that we're looking at. And because it's brewing on the daily, there's our top of range there. So because we're brewing on the daily, I think that's pretty much what we should be expecting today. So I would expect to move to the upside today, probably top gap close and top of range. And then I would expect the sellers to step in again. I don't see any reason why that won't change. And you're probably going to have this backwards and forth for some time until we get some positive news or some catalyst that's going to drive this in a direction. I still would prefer to see a deeper pullback, though. I really would prefer to see a much deeper pullback to give us opportunity to get in. But this kind of price action is just, you can't really trade this. We've got a bigger range, we've got smaller ranges, so I'm still of the opinion to stay far away from this at the moment. If we just look at the Ichimoku, it's not going to give us any new information. You can see yesterday, exact same as the day before, all over the place, no real structure. If you look at the hour, we have broken through the cloud here. Kijisen, Tikinson have crossed over. We are flat, which indicates a range. We do have a twist here on the cloud, which indicates bearish up price action. And then we have Chukwu below price, which is also bearish. Oscillators group to upside, which is also bearish. So I don't know. Gap up, close a bigger gap, and then come down. Find some more structure on the downside. Very difficult to call at the moment, so it's not something that I'm really interested in at the moment. If you look at the 4 hours, I mean, look at those pin bars. You've got the first move to the downside, which you really would have thought this thing's going to break through. Didn't break through. Then you've got this pin bar, and gradually going higher and higher and higher. And with that, there is an argument for a bit of a flag. Okay, so we do have a gap to the upside. We've got a gap. We've got two juicy gaps to the downside. So I don't see much at the moment that's going to get me into this market right now. And that price action there is just scary. So at the moment, I suspect we're going to get a gap up, probably find some structure a little bit higher up, and then it wouldn't surprise me to see a move to the downside. But all these tails on the daily, this is barbed wire. There's nothing really here as far as I'm concerned to indicate we are moving up or down right now. So, yeah, and what we do see there with those three three shooting stars group like that, that is kind of a bearish pattern as well. Okay, so yeah, I think for me, I'm staying far away from the DAX, not going to touch this today, or possibly for the rest of the week actually, and we'll look for something else somewhere else. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.